Forgiving betrayals and fast from your grudges. Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. We all face some betrayals in our lives, especially in our friendship relationships. Friends can hurt friends. It's always harder to recover from the pain inflicted from a friend. It is inevitable because every friend is a sinner, and sinners going to sin against one another and hurt one another, intentionally or unintentionally. What if you're the one that sinned against? And you're hurt because of unkind words, betrayal, or manipulation by a person you consider a friend. How do you address it with your friend? And how do you move past the pain and toward reconciliation? The pain and conviction that comes through the godly rebuke of a friend who speaks truth and love is a real gift. In the midst of your hurt, trust that God is working in your relationship to grow you both in the grace and knowledge of Christ. Trust in Him at all times, O people. It is one's glory or beauty to overlook an offense. This requires prudence, patience, maturity, and wisdom. Overlooking an offense adorns the gospel and His loving response that demonstrates that we are indeed Christ's disciples. Let's relieve ourselves from the weight of pain. It is not possible to rid of this burden overnight. It requires us to go through the process of sometimes we might need everyday practice. You must learn to let go daily, and here's how to let go. Identify what makes your baggage heavier. Certain things will set off very quickly. Instead of hitting panic mode whenever these emotions come back, we must acknowledge them. Take a deep breath, slow down, and identify what made us feel this way. Set boundaries. Once you have paid and identified the factors that replay the pain of your actions that you are trying to forgive, set your boundaries. Some things will be too triggering for us, so we need to set our boundaries to guard our hearts. 3 is to share our story. Be vocal to our other friends, not for gossip, but instead to discuss our emotional roller coaster ride. Meet with a friend to open some good, interesting communicating. Discuss your story with them in a calm mode and explain to them how it became a burden for you. This will set you free. Tell them that you are forgiving and ready to start fresh. When you are forgiving and letting go of your pain, you have no idea the impact you could make. No matter what relationship needs healing, learn to let go. You just might find that your baggage is less heavy after all. So let's take advantage of this Lent season to start practicing removing the burden of grudges. Remember the story of Jesus told His disciples in Matthew 18:21-35. Ask these questions every time you remember the betrayal. What baggage are you carrying? What broken relationship needs healing? What painful circumstance are you holding too tightly? Promise. Forgiven us all our trespasses by canceling the record of debt that stood against us. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And whenever you stand praying, forgive, and if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also in heaven may forgive your trespasses. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, my dear wonderful God, Lord, help me repair the broken relationships in my life. Help me to learn to let go of the pain of my past and forgive the wounds that I have brought. Help me to forgive freely in the same way that you freely forgive us. Give me the wisdom to know what boundaries to set and how to start. In Jesus' holy name I pray, amen. Have a blessed day of God, and talk to you tomorrow.